Hi, I'm going to show you a quick demonstration on how I paint pine tree silhouettes with a fan brush and a tiny number 0 round brush. These are both Royal and Nickel brand brushes. Any brand would work with this technique. First, with your tiny number 0 round brush, you're going to paint the entire trunk of the tree. So it doesn't matter if you start at the bottom or the top. I'm going to start at the bottom and I'm just going to paint a line going straight up as vertical as I can. This is Hobby Lobby brand paint. It is not high flow. It's a little thick for this demonstration. So I recommend that you do this with a high flow paint or add a little bit of water into your paint if it's too thick. Then with your fan brush, I'm going to start by getting water in this just because this paint is very, very thick. My bristles were kind of clumped together, so on my palette, I'm just going to kind of sweep it so that the bristles spread out evenly with the paint. We don't want any clumps. Okay, start at the top. Try to use the very center of that fan brush to stamp. And then as you work your way down in a zigzag motion, use more of all the bristles, but just the tip. I'm not using the side of the brush at all. I'm just using the tip to stamp left and right branches. So work your way down, form the shape of that pine tree. And then I usually go back in and fill in some of the areas that I missed so it doesn't look like a big zigzag. Okay, then go back to that little tiny brush and fill in some of the top areas that I couldn't get with the fan brush. So I'm actually going to extend this top a little bit and add little tiny branches peeking out. Then I'm going to go into some of the areas in here and add little tiny branches just so the style, like the stamp, doesn't look the same throughout, gives it a nice natural variety. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint another tree. This one's going to be shorter than the first one to give it more of a natural look. Try to make your trees all different kinds of heights. Make them some thicker, some with less branches, some more bushier, so that they don't all look exactly the same. So I did my middle branch and then I'm going to do my fan brush. You will find that the more you paint these, the better they become. You kind of calibrate and understand how this fan brush works. Kind of train your hand with creating these trees, so they will get better with practice. And then stamp in your zigzag motion, kind of fill in some of the areas as you go. Widen the tree as you get towards the bottom. This one looked more like a big giant zigzag, so I'm going to kind of fill it in a little bit more. Get your round brush and get the top of the tree where you couldn't get with the fan brush. So I'm going to extend the top here and add little tiny details. There's a lot that you can do with this kind of technique. If you wanted a sunset in the background, you would need to paint that first, and then you could add the silhouette trees. You can also do a galaxy background, so paint the galaxy sky first, and then do the trees. Any kind of bright color background against the black would show nicely. You can also do a camping painting with this technique. You can do water reflected underneath the trees. So I hope this skill gives you some inspiration for some summer themed paintings. So I did this tree the same way and I made it shorter. I'm going to do one more tree. I think I'll do this fourth tree taller so it doesn't look like a staircase. When you start up, try to use that very center of the round brush, that very rounded center. That'll give you the thinner part of the tree. And then as you work your way down, then you can rock it left and right to get the thicker, wider branches. Okay. I grabbed this very large round brush. I think it's a number 6, and I'm cheating here. I'm watering this paint down a little bit, but I'm going to paint the ground just to kind of show you what you can do. In fact, I think I grabbed my apple barrel paint here because I know that is high flow. So a lot easier to do silhouettes if your paint is high flow. If it's not, if it's thick, then it's not very enjoyable. Anyway, so I'm painting this bottom to show you the uneven kind of rugged ground that you can paint. So imagine this in front of a sunset or in front of a galaxy. There's so many different things that you can do. Okay, just kind of fade this away, and that is my demonstration for you of how to paint silhouette pine trees. Thanks for watching.